Did you know this shot of my window next to my desk is not real? In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I achieved this effect with generative AI and how you can do it simply in DaVinci Resolve. Alright, so let's get right into it. I got a request to make a tutorial after I made this desk setup video, and as you can see, the shot with the generative AI is actually panning across the image. So I'm going to show you how I did that, and I'm going to throw in a couple extra tips at the end. Alright, so once you open Photoshop, you're going to want to go to the place that you stored the image that you're going to edit. So I'll just open Finder. I'll scroll to where I have that image saved, which is right here, and I'll click and drag it into Photoshop. That will automatically open the image. As you can see from this generation, it's not quite getting the image correct because it's combining the image of my closet with the AI image. So you see the carpet here is going out into the closet, and it doesn't quite look like a window at all. We'll just generate one section at a time until we can get to the point where we can fill in the whole image with the view that we actually want. Okay, so now that we've got it to the point that we like it and it looks realistic to us, we're going to do a little bit of animation, but nothing too tricky. It's really simple. Bring your image into DaVinci Resolve, and then what you're going to do is you're going to zoom in on that image. So what this does is it gives us room for tracking. Then we're going to go to the beginning of our clip and add a keyframe right here and move the X position or the Y position to where we want it to start. So I'd like it to start somewhere right here. At the end of our clip, we'll add a new keyframe and move that position to where we want it to end. So for me, I think that it's good right about here. So you see that it looks too straight and robotic. So under curves, we're going to select our positions. So I'll have an X position selected first, and then we're going to add a curve right here. And what that does is it just adds a little spline to our movement so it's less rigid. Now it kind of starts slow and ends slow. But when you watch it back, there's still a problem. It still looks kind of robotic. In effects, we can search camera shake and just click and drag that onto our clip. When we play it back, now it has movement. Nobody moves their camera that much. So we're gonna have to adjust it a little bit. I prefer to bring my motion scale way down and my speed scale way down. And then I find that the tilt and the pan should be about the same, and that the speed should be a little bit less. So we're just gonna mess with our motion scale and our pan and tilt until it looks realistic enough to our eyes. So now it just barely has enough motion shake to look realistic. I like that where it's at. When you play back your clip, it looks as if you actually shot this in camera. Another way to add some depth to our shot is to add yaw and pitch keyframes. So in this clip, I'm panning to the right. So what I'm going to do is add a keyframe at the beginning of the clip, and then at the end of my clip, add another keyframe and move it to the right. So you see this kind of tilts the whole image. If I go extreme, it's adding a 3D effect to my image. Of course, we don't want it to be so extreme, so we'll reset it here and just do something a little bit more subtle, maybe about that much. So now when this plays back, it's going to have more of a 3D depth effect. This is now almost indistinguishable from a real camera pan. So now you know how to make generative AI pan shots in DaVinci Resolve, but did you know that this video was shot on an iPhone 14? I have spent the last 5 years working with Canon cameras, and I love the Canon color science. I've found that shooting with an iPhone can be advantageous because I always have it in my pocket. However, there are a lot of downfalls to the iPhone camera after working with Canons for the last 5 years. So I've solved this problem with a LUT that you can get for free in my bio. All you have to do is click the link in my bio and you'll get an email with the LUT for free. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and you can follow me for more content like this.